Hi, this is Gautaman, Certified LabVIEW Associate Developer. Welcome to LVC LED. Today topic is using loops in LabVIEW. Normally, if you want to repeat the same operation n number of times or defined number of times, we will move on to the loop concepts in all the programming languages. Same way, LabVIEW also is going to perform the same functionality with the help of the basic two loops, while loop and for loop. Today's session is going to focus only the while loop based CLAD questions. The basic introduction in the while loop is the structure is available as shown in the slides. So there is a one conditional terminal, and you can able to put the code inside of it, and you can able to run n number of times. So here very important thing in the while loop is the loop will execute at least one time. That is very important. When you are comparing with the for loop, that execution is going to be done for one time. That keep it in mind. And the conditional terminal, there are two conditional terminal is possible. They are going to only decide about how many time the loop want to execute. That the conditional authority is going to be given by the staff if true and continue if true. Please take a practice on the basic loop operation, and you will get a better idea. The important thing in the while loop, the tunnel, whether you want to monitor each iteration indicator, or at the end of the execution alone you want to collect the output. So that is very important. So that can be done by the tunnel. So let us go with the hands-on, and you can understand in better way what is going on in the tunnel concept which is present in the while loop. So I did the code already. So here you can understand the basic concept in this case alone. The random number, they will produce the value between 0 to 1 for every iteration. You randomly it may pick that the 0.57 one time may come, or sometimes 0.17, like that. You will get so many numbers, depends on the number of iteration. The system will pick the value, and it is going to compare with 10. So whether it is greater than or equal, so always the comparison palette or operator will provide the boolean function as an output. Okay, so that is a true or false alone, that will be given to the OR gate. And they here I have given one more boolean control also. They are going to be the input for OR function. So based on the status from the comparison operator and the status of enable, the function of OR will be providing the some output to the conditional terminal. So the authority of stopping the iteration or terminating the execution is only for that stop if true. So you can check that if you have double click on it, or if you have click on the particular red color circle, you will get changes in the icon also. That is a conditional terminal is getting changed. It is called as continue if true. So by doing the right click on this, and you can able to pick anything. That is also another shortcut. So let me go with the by default structure stop if true, then you can see it. So in the first condition, the tunnel is not at all available, not at all created here. So the indicator is present inside the loop. So you can see that when I press the run button, so every iteration is keep on producing the value. And if you want to stop the termination by providing any status, right? So that is not possible, whether it is equal, greater than or equal, it is not at all possible, since the range is only 0 to 1. It always produce the false condition. So I just want to make this one as a true by pressing this one. So true, automatically the OR gate is provided the true function. Then finally you got a termination in the execution operation. So individual iteration is updating in the iteration indicator, right? You simply put the same iteration indicator outside the loop by doing the drag outside the loop. See, I am pressing the run button. See, it is not at all updating, the old value alone is present. By pressing this one, you may get some responses. So only last value alone is possible if you are placing your indicator outside the loop. Yes. Next concept in the loop is how to build an array. So whether you want to collect all the iteration value, right, or you want to collect only the last value. They are only talking about it is also similar to like your tunnel concept, which we have seen already. So let us go for hands-on, you can understand in better way. Yes, I have put the code already, same code alone. So here I just being equal, that the iteration terminal is going to be equal to 5, and after that condition of the comparison operator is true, the loop will get stopped. Okay, and my indicator is available in the outside alone, but some changes you can see in the tunnel. It is like a 2 square boxes are present, so they are only meaning, that meaning is auto indexing is present, but here that is auto indexing is disabled. It is an default structure for while loop. Okay, I will run the program, then you can understand it. Yes, so that array indicator is, the first coding is array indicator is present, so it is accumulating all the results, uh, which is get from the each iteration, and they are accumulating all the result, and they are providing it at the end of the execution alone. And here we have a value out indicator which is present in the second code, and it is showing only the last value, so we can understand the what is the use of that auto indexing is present or not. Okay, so I will show the how to make auto tunnel. Please take wire and you connect it. Now right click on the solid wire or solid square and go for indexing, and you have changed the auto indexing is enabled, but by default structure we are having auto indexing is disabled for while loop. That is very important, and we can have a one indicator, and you can able to get the output. Here you have to expand it, that indicator to be expanded, then only we can able to accommodate all the iterations. So the same operation is happening, it is also accommodating all the results. So very important, by default what will happen in the indexing, auto indexing, whether it is a disabled or enabled, that's very important. Let us move to the next one. So as I mentioned, so the wire is very thick when we compare with this line, and the auto indexing is disabled means the wire remain the same size, like only the numeric indicator, like a single value alone, scalar value alone is going to be present. That's why the same wire size, and it will accommodate the last value, but here you can able to see array all the iteration value. Okay, yes. So next question is, which of the following statement is true regarding the execution of the following code? Before moving to the option, you try to understand what is going on. There are so many indicators may be presently which indicator they are asking, and what is the size or what are the elements are present, right? You see the options, how many times the loop will execute or iterate. Okay, so always you will pick the value is a 50, so 50 times is executing it. Most of the people will answer for it, but actually I value is started from 0, and it's going to compare with the 50, so 0 to 50 totally 51 times the loop is going to execute. That is random value produce the value, and the array will accommodate all the results 51 times. So loop is executing is 51 times. You just go to that hands-on and can understand it. Yes, I have mentioned the code, right? So you, whenever, if you want, if you are being any trouble, or if you are having a trouble to identify what is going on, please press highlight execution. Since you are not going to work with the real time, for better understanding concept, try to go with the debugging tool concepts like a highlight execution. Then you can see what is going on. The 0, only the I started from 0, and 1 2 like that, so till 50. Okay, till 50 that execution is keep on producing, keep on compare, and keep on, they will produce a false condition. When 50 equal to 50, at the time alone it will become a true, and the loop will be stopping their execution. Okay, and you can see the random value also, every time they are producing the different value, sometimes maybe repeated value may be present that we could not able to predict. It's a system generation alone, so not at all updated. In my indicator also not at all updated. So far we have covered 13, so it's a 15. So if you don't want to wait for a long time, you can disable the highlight execution. Immediately it will stop the execution and it will populate the results. So totally 51 times have been mentioned. Okay, you can count the value. Better you just type in the array index and you will get the 50th value, that is the 0th value is available and the 50th value also. So totally 51 times the loop has been executed. Simply we can track those things. Okay, that is important. So as I mentioned in the question, the loop will iterate for, please take a practice and you get it, and you can able to change some comparison operator, whether is less than or equal, what will happen, like that. You take a practice, that is a good, right? Next one is shift registers. The shift register concept, they are using it for previous iteration element to be feedback fed to the fed as an input, and they are also going to be involved in the operations. So at that time you can use the shift register. It's like the last iteration result is going to be considered for new iteration also. That is a new that is next iteration also. So how can I create the stack, or that is a shift register elements, that also will show in the hands-on. But before that, you can understand from the code what will happen. Okay, simply they mention some shift register is present and they initialize it with 0. So first time the first loop is the loop is running for first time. So the first iteration 0 and plus have been added, and it is providing the 5 as an output to the shift out. And during the second iteration, that result, that previous iteration result will be the input of 5, but in the initial condition that was 0. But during the second iteration, that first iteration result of 5 is given as a input, and the same 5 will be added here also, as I mentioned in the code. Okay, the 5 plus 5 will become 10. Okay, now when you go for a next iteration, what will happen? The 10 will be passed to the shift in, the 10 will be added with the 5, then finally you will get a 15. So simply you can understand from this concept, every iteration result keep on passing the value whenever the new iteration is started. Okay, whenever the new iteration is initialized, the old value which come out, which will be the input for the functionality, and you can able to understand it. So, and you can see with the question, you can able to see that thing. So what is the value will be displayed in the sum indicator when the second time is run. So I will go with this hands on, and you can understand, right? So before proceeding it, I will give a practice to you. How can I create on shift register? Simple. You right click on the left hand side, and there is one option is called add shift register. There is a down arrow and up arrow will be present in the right hand side and left hand side. They are shift register in, it is shift register out. Okay, so I will connect this wire with this one. The better debugging procedure for that broken wire is, you go to that. So there is a thing, there is no element is, so simply you can press Control B, that is a broken wire removal shortcut key, and you can able to connect this one. And please if it is question is having initialized value, you can give some value, right click, create constant, as the default value 0. If you want to go with some value also, that is also possible, but as per the question, I think there is no initialization, so let us go for it. Okay, let us go for it. So here they have given true condition alone, so only this loop will run for only one time. Even the first iteration, already we have mentioned while loop run for minimum one time. So iteration 0 will happen, and true is simply passing the value and it will stop the execution. Actually the question is, after running the one time, that is a more than one time, if you are running the same VI, what will happen? We will check in the first time. I will press the run button. So you got some value as a 5, right? And if I run the same code, it's a 10. If I run the third time, it will become 15. So it is only the simple thing. So every iteration, the old value which is present in the shift out is simply passing the value to the input, that is a shift register in, and they are providing the input to the one particular operator. They are manipulating the result also. That's why we are getting it. The good practice is try to initialize your shift register. Right now, yeah, how many time I'm running, the same operation will happen. If you are not initialized your code with that is a shift register is not initialized mean or uninitialized one means, see, first time it is a 5 and the second time it is a 10, it is a 15, likewise keep on producing it. It is like an unexpected one. So try to think about it, whether your programming is initialized one or uninitialized shift register is present. That is very important. Yes. So as per the question, if the loop is running more than once or the code is running more than once, what will happen? So first time only we got a 0 plus 5, 5 we got it, but they are saying second time. So 5 will be passed here and another 5 will be present in the code. So 5 plus 5 will become 10. So answer is 10 for this case. So when you have any CLAD question which is based on the while loop concepts, these are the some checklists to be considered. And first one is conditional terminal. Which conditional terminal you have in the question, whether it is a stop if true or continue if true, and whether it is connected with the true constant or false constant. That is also good practice, a very important thing also. Whether it is auto indexing is enabled or disabled. So you can see that thing also in the wire. It is a thick wire, it is a normal wire. So it is auto indexing is disabled and it is enabled one. Okay, but by default procedure while loop does not have auto indexing is enabled one. It is a disabled one alone. The third one is if your loop is having shift register, you just check whether they are initialized one or uninitialized one. That you know very well in the previous practice what will happen if you are not initializing the shift register properly. And fourth one is check any function or operator wiring with the shift register elements. That will discuss in detail in the for loop concepts. So just whether that any functionality is available or not. And finally, check the question how many times the VA is running. So like as I mentioned the last question, whether the execution is done by only one time or more than one time. So that's also a very important thing. So thank you all. I just given in the description what are the guidelines to be considered, like what is the CLAD syllabus. Everything is given in the description as a link, and you can download it and you can get a benefit, and sample question also given. Additionally, from this video onwards you will have practiced VA codings. What are the things I have shown as a hands-on, that will be shared via drive link and you can get a benefit on it. Okay, good luck. Thank you all. Please subscribe the channel, share it, and you can follow us in Facebook and Instagram also. All the best.